everybody, this is Shama, author of The Zen of Social Media Marketing. I'm here with a friend and my book agent, Janet Goldstein. She's on the other side of the camera. We're actually here at Book Expo, so I apologize for the noise. We've tried to get away from it. We're sort of on the lower floor where the food court is. But Janet and I got to talking, and Janet asked me a very good question about ebooks versus traditional publishing, and we were just chatting about sort of, the pros and cons of each approach, and I wanted to share that with you, her audience, and because I know she loves you guys, and she's always looking for morsels to share with you. So my book, The Zen of Social Media Marketing, I first published it as an ebook, and it did really well. We sold, hundreds and hundreds of copies, and now it's officially published book by Ben Della, and it's been in bookstores for a little over a month. And if you're comparing an ebook versus a self-published, I think sort of pros and cons for the ebook route is that it's, you really don't have any red tape. You can write the book, you can put it out there, and voila, it's out there. I think what's difficult with the ebook is really building buzz for it, because you're sort of by yourself. You're your lone trooper, you're out there, and you're doing all this stuff for your little ebook. But again, it's sort of like less work, but maybe not as high of a payoff. Credibility-wise, I don't think it really does anything for you, because, there's self-publishing is easy. People know that. So it's not like someone backed your book, essentially. Then you look at, published book, and I think it's more effort, right? There is more red tape because you're working with a bunch of people. But on the flip side, it's a better product because you're working with more people. You have editors, you have, proofreaders, you've got your publisher who has input, and then of course they're going to help you market a book and get it into bookstores. And distribution, I think that's a big one, right? They know you're going to get distribution and credibility. I think more than anything else to writing a book that's published traditionally is you get credibility that you didn't necessarily get with self-published, because all of a sudden someone who knows the industry, someone who does this for a living, has vouched for your book, and that does make a difference, especially in the public perception. I think, within industry, people may think, oh, but the information is good, but outside, I think the public perception still is, oh, a traditionally published book, this author, it officially makes you an author, versus an ebook is more self-published, and, Janet's word, scrappy, it's more scrappy, but it's fun. Now, would I go traditional or ebook? It really depends on a couple of things. It depends on your audience. It depends on your title, depending on what you're writing, and it depends on your own following. So for me, I did have an upper hand when I put up the ebook out, because I had a following, I had an audience, I had a community of people who really already wanted that information, so I was just serving them. Traditionally, I've sort of been able to bridge that gap. I think, my audience, social media, people are already online users, they're okay with an ebook. If I was writing a children's book, for example, I wouldn't recommend, the self-publishing route or the ebook route. I would definitely recommend looking into a traditional publisher. If you don't have a community, maybe someone who can get you into those locations. But anyways, that's my 2-bit on ebook and traditional publishing. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have questions, feel free to leave comments on Janet's site, and I'll come back over here and answer them.